I believe we have a quorum, so with that, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the January 2023 meeting of the HARB, Scranton's Historic Architecture Review Board. My name is Richard Leonori. I am a Scranton architect, and I would ask the board to introduce themselves.
Sorry, ours are usually, I just said ours are usually permanently on and we have to push to turn them off, so I'm not used to this. I'm Katie Gilmartin, I'm the member at large.
Bill Lesniak, Architectural Heritage Association.
Michael Muller, Scranton architect.
Conrad Bosley, real estate broker.
Daniel Penetar, the solicitor for the board.
Hi, Craig. How are you? Welcome. Welcome. We do have, the board has minutes from our last meeting. I would ask members of the board to quickly review, and if there are any issues, to raise them, or if everything is okay, to make a motion to approve them.
I'll make a motion to approve them as circulated.
Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I'll abstain as I wasn't present.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. The next item on our agenda is the review of applications for certificates of appropriateness. We have one application. It is, I believe, sort of twofold as it is presented, and it's for 203 North Washington Avenue. This building that I think there's a fairly good presentation here. The photographs and everything that are submitted clearly show the existing conditions. This building is rather important in that it faces Courthouse Square, and this facade is seen from quite a distance. They are proposing, maybe we can take it in two parts, a sign and awnings. Okay. So you can, the application is very complete, I must say. Which would you like to do first, the sign or the awnings?
Let's do the sign.
Okay, so the sign, I think the sign is appropriately scaled for the building. It is 2 foot 2 inches tall and 11 feet 8 inches long. And they are proposing to center it on the building, which I would agree with that. I think our issue might be here in that this is a light-up sign. So I would like some discussion from the board. Okay, well, fair enough, but I am interpreting this right. This is it's a plexiglass or plastic light-up sign.
Hello, my name is Dylan Brown. I represent Paul Landa of Permits,
Okay?
an expediter. So to answer your question, is it a light-up sign?
Well, I guess my question here is it a lit-up field with letters, or is it simply the individual letters that light up?
By the looks of it, it is a series of letters, including the Chase logo that is lit up. Yes.
Individually? So the background is not lit up?
The background is not lit up.
Okay. And do we have any control over the brightness of this?
I don't have an answer for that, as that was prepared by another person. If you are interested, I can call recess and inquire of someone to have an answer.
Okay. Well, I think what we're going to do, we're going to make a motion on this, and we might put in that motion that this, if this is approved, that it would be approved with some limitation on the brightness.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sure that is something that is adjustable. And then with that, I would welcome some discussion from the board.
Is the light white? Is it a white light or is it color?
Is the sign white?
Yeah. The letters are white, I assume. The rendering suggests that. I think the letters are white, but the logo is blue.
Yes, the LEDs, there are a 7100K white Sloan prism, and then for the logo, it does use a blue prism.
In addition to that, there is a mounting bar that runs behind all of this.
Yes, a raceway.
And so what is the finish on that?
Sorry, I just want to speak accurately.
Oh, paint end caps to match building. Would the face of it be painted to match the buildings as well? Aluminum bridge, paint to match building.
Yep,
Okay.
typical.
That answers that. I notice on the photographs of the building, there are a couple patches below the sign area that are beige on what really should be red. I mean, if this is all going to be painted, and I don't know where that comes in, who's in charge of the whole thing, but we would request, you could see there the first door, you see the two vertical pieces of support there that are not painted red?
Correct.
And so we would recommend that those get painted red as well. So the mounting bar will be painted red, all right? Assuming that we're not repainting the building, we're keeping it. And while you have that red paint, I would say we paint those two little areas there that obviously were where a previous awning was or some sort of a other sign from a past life, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
For the board's information, there was the previous meeting about painting, which is a separate application. If you see in the renderings proposed, that is the paint scheme that was approved by the HARB at the last meeting.
The rendering, oh, so it's all going to be painted, it's not going to be a red building any longer? Oh. Okay. It's going to be a beige building. Okay.
Brittany, if you're controlling the display screen, can you go back to that photograph? If you don't mind, I have a question. It seems like the previous sign had an exposed conduit and junction box that was surface mounted feeding the old sign.
Yeah,
Is the
it's there.
intention for this sign to be also powered by a surface mounted conduit and junction box, or, I don't know if you know that answer.
Well, and the other thing is in the painting of this building and that sign frieze, are those from the residue from the old sign to be removed?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing.
Are they to be removed and patched? I mean, there's the old stuff.
The holes, I imagine when they do go in and paint it, they're going to patch just to make everything look nice and clean. I'm sorry.
Well, Michael, I think that there's no reason that the power, since this is going to have this bar, right, this power bar, there's no reason that power to it can't be concealed, right?
The subway sign also had a raceway, but it was fed
And you
on a
saw-
surface mounted conduit. You can see it in the photograph. I don't know if you could go up to another photo, Brittany.
I think you can see it there on that.
Nope, it's to the left of the window. I'm sorry. Go up higher in the presentation. That image, if you zoom in, on the left side of the left storefront, you can see the surface-mounted junction box. It's at the left of the unpainted area where the raceway was. Yes. Do you see the little tail of shadow line there? Mm-hmm. There's the junction box. Mm-hmm. So I would expect that that junction box be removed and that the new sign won't be powered with a surface-mounted conduit. Is that reasonable?
I think that's reasonable. Put that in your motion, okay? Put that in the motion.
Are we making two motions, one for the sign and one for the awning?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the sign, assuming that the lights are dimmable and that the power is fed from the rear
And concealed.
as opposed to surface-mounted conduit.
I think that's a good motion. Do we have a second on that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, sir. Now, are you also representing the awning?
If representing who?
Are you representing the awning?
Oh, the awning, yes.
Yes, okay.
Sorry.
Well, let's,
The echo is kind of
so
like,
let's discuss the awning. And my big concern here, and I would hope, I would like to extend the awning over the doorway that goes up to the second and third floors. And that these awnings are then symmetrical on the building. The facade is symmetrical. And if you look at it in 3D, I think there's no reason that the awning can't go to the end. And in fact, since you're putting your bank logo on the outside edge of the awning, I think it would actually help you and look a lot better than cutting the awning short. Does that make sense to you?
yeah, I'm just writing it down.
And do you have any issue with that, to do that? I mean, obviously, it's a longer awning, so it's a little more money, but
Just so I can report this back accurately, you want to extend it over the...
over the doorway to the upper
over the
floors.
doorway.
So that
Oh, yeah.
the awning on the right side is equal to the awning on the left side.
Okay.
And
yeah.
they are symmetrical across the whole facade of the building.
Yeah, that seems totally
Does that seem
doable.
reasonable?
Yeah.
Well, that's my comment on the awning. Do you have anything else to say about this? Maybe something about the fabric, or is there a light under it, or what?
Can you clarify if these are illuminated awnings and that there's a light coming from below, or are these just shade awnings?
Shaded awnings.
So there's no electricity?
To my knowledge, no.
Okay. Fair enough. No, and the material, it is a vinyl, I assume?
Yes.
What about the gloss level of the vinyl? I guess if we have some choice on that, the least plastic that it can look. Some of these vinyl awnings are super shiny. Fabric sounds good. We like fabric. Okay. So if that's what it says, then, yeah, then I think we're probably okay. Okay. Anything else?
I'll make a motion to approve the awnings with the revision that the right awning extends longer to cover the tenant door.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. I think you're good to go, right?
Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck with your project.
Thank you. Architecture student, first time doing this.
Okay. Now I got to get back to that agenda, all this paper here. There's a lot of paper here. Okay, where's Brittany's agenda? Okay, on the agenda, topics of discussion. Actually, I have a topic of discussion, and I'm going to need some advice from Dan, but I am involved with Scranton Tomorrow, and I've been involved with some of the mural projects that have been going around town. And recently, we have two buildings that have had rather expensive murals applied to them, and the buildings have changed hands. Oh, I'm sorry. We have two buildings that have had rather expensive murals applied, and the buildings have changed hands. And I don't think if the new owners choose to paint out the murals or change the murals, I don't think there's anything given that it comes under painting, anything that would trigger us allowing us to sort of protect those murals. So I'm seeking some advice, or if there's something we, can do.
Are those buildings, were they previously owned by Scranton Tomorrow?
No,
Okay.
they were not, but they had agreements with
The existing owners?
previous owners.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, one of them is it's the tightrope dancer on Penn Avenue. That building sold. The other is the Martin Luther King mural on Mulberry Street. That building
Which was just
sold.
done, yeah. not
So
that-
they have new owners, and the new owners may or may not choose to keep the murals, if you know what I mean.
Off the top of my head, in terms of preserving, works of art like that, I'm not aware of how that can be done or if that can be done. So if it's okay, I'd have to, research that a little bit more to see.
Well, even, could it be something like that the HARB sends the new owners a letter saying congratulations on your property, and let them know that, any change to the mural, we would appreciate it coming before us, something like that.
Yeah,
If that's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that
I
kind
mean, it's
of...
not, there aren't so many of these that it would be,
Yeah, it kind of goes back to the issue we talked about before, which the painting in general, right?
Right.
But in this case, it's not only just painting, it's
It's
covering
artwork.
up
Yeah.
an artwork that was already approved. So in terms of the actual painting itself, I think that would apply the same way that the board's going to apply any painting to any building, but whether or not there's an exception for covering up a work of art, specifically one that was already approved by the board, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I can definitely look into that and then let everyone know
Okay.
exactly what we could do about that.
well, I'd appreciate that, Dan. That's-
Yeah.
that's
Richard,
something, yes.
at the risk of
Yeah.
crossing lines here, this is based on overhearing conversations, and perhaps it has changed or never came to fruition, but I was under the impression that that was going to be a provision of the contract with the existing building owner at the time the mural was painted, that would be a condition of the sale of the building, so...
I think that was the intention. Now, whether or not
Okay,
that,
so
whether or
maybe
not
that
that
didn't happen.
happened,
Right.
I have no idea if that happened.
Okay.
Right? That was the proposed discussion. If
Right.
you sell the building, it's like a lien on the building in a sense.
Right.
The mural stays, but I don't know if that
We don't know
happened.
if it happened.
I don't know if it happened.
If I may be able to contribute to the conversation.
Yes.
One of the things we're doing in city planning and zoning is also some arts planning as well. So we are starting some conversations to research some ways to support the art community. We have done some research on art murals and mural ordinances across different municipalities, so that's something we're currently researching. So potentially there could be some legislation that we could explore to preserve murals so that they aren't destroyed without approval or changed without approval. But that is something that is still exploring.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, that would certainly apply. Yeah.
Especially only being a couple of years old.
Well, we'll see. The building's enhanced, and then they sell it. It gets sold. It's okay. Yes. Okay. Is there any other topic for discussion?
The next topic is for the Scranton Times.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the invoices for the Scranton Times. And so you gave us a lot of bills here, Brittany. I don't.
I submit them, I don't get them.
Okay.
One is the Scranton Times bill is for $76. Sorry, the Scranton Times bill is for $76.70.
May we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the next is for our solicitor, Daniel Penetar III. His invoices for September 2022, $1,140. October 2022, $1,083, and November 2022, $484.50.
Okay, so the three invoices.
Yes.
And just to clarify,
Yes.
the first one that's labeled September, it says that on the invoice, but it actually, the time entries are back to July when I started
When
on
you
the board.
first started.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's really all three of these together are from July until the end of November.
Fair enough. May I have a motion to accept Mr. Penetar's invoices?
I so move.
Conrad, second?
Second?
Katie, seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Dan, you're going to get paid. Our next scheduled meeting is February 9th. I believe you'll be here at 5:30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Well, with that, do I have a motion for adjournment?
Before you do that, Mike, were
Yes.
you going to raise the issue of the parking signs out front, or was that going to be for another time?
No, that's fair. We could certainly bring that up. Now's the right time.
Okay.
There was a comment made by a citizen about the newly installed handicap signs on the front of City Hall, and the concern is that they are excessive, large, and unnecessary. And I did notice them on the way in. I don't know if anyone else noticed them, and if you have comment, but I don't know if that should have come before HARB prior to those signs going on.
And they're larger than normal or larger than is required?
Well, I know architecturally speaking, the building code requires that accessible entrances are noted, and that if they are not at the front of the building, you need to direct a user to where they are. And so that sign still exists, but now there are, I believe, 3 additional signs pointing a user to a handicap entry. So from a building code perspective, they are excessive, but I think the concern is more that they didn't come before HARB prior to being installed. So I'm not sure how that happened or what we can do about it, but
They're attached to the building,
They're attached to, they're on the building?
on the building,
the plinth.
stonework,
Ooh,
on top of the stairs.
ooh. Not good. Okay.
I will bring that up.
Can we
to-
bring that up? And
Yes.
maybe we want to, we'll
Make
take a
that
look, and maybe we want to
concern
review
up
that,
to-
and,
To code enforcement, that's
Yeah.
no problem.
yeah, particularly if
Okay.
they're attached to this. I thought they were on the poles. Okay. Okay, they're attached to the building.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Okay, now, if there's anything else? Motion to adjourn?
So,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.